there we go. I'll click it. Good evening, everyone. There's quite a few in there. They must all be here for you, Mark. They never bother coming for us.
Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Mr. Mark Soulohm. Back again. It's third time you've been here. I haven't done my own work, to be honest. I should have found out. When we got,
I think it is. Yeah, it must be
Yeah.
about third time.
Yeah, I think you were on two other times before. Yeah.
Let's have a look, see if we can.
I think it was one time with myself, and then the other time with BFG, wasn't I?
You actually sung your own theme tune. Mate.
I think because I think we had you and BFG both, and then we had you, and then we had BFG separate. But then were you on another time? No, when you were on by yourself, because then Aiden come in at the end of that one, I think.
Yeah, when he'd had a beer or two.
Yeah.
He was having one of them I love everybody nights. Let's have a look, see if we can find it.
I always love everybody.
Yeah, well, I'm the same.
Yeah.
It must be 2021, I would imagine, would it? It's a while.
Everybody
It definitely
get
is a
together
while.
and try to love one another right now.
That's the way to do it.
Good song.
More than 2 years ago. I should have done this before. I've had all day to do it and I forgot, to be honest.
I hope you people are enjoying Mick staring at his phone. It is extremely exciting. I hope it's coming across on YouTube as well as it's doing in the Zoom room.
It's like, sorry, I'm taking a photograph of you all. Oh, dear.
Photograph. There we go. There's another song.
There's 690 uploads on this channel.
That's a lot.
It is a lot, isn't it? Yeah. 690.
That's like more than 10, isn't it?
Definitely.
Big number.
You'd have to take your shoes and socks off to count that lot.
Yeah.
Well, Mick wrestles the alligator.
So here we go.
It
was 3 years ago.
3 years.
3 years ago.
3 years ago.
And we got a copyright claim. The first time you came on was 3 years ago. And we got a copyright claim because we actually used one of your songs.
Really?
Yeah, we did, yeah, we didn't. It was, I actually asked you, it was Hard Rain Blues by Soulcatcher.
Yeah.
But then there's dots after it. So you must, what was it called? Soulcatcher?
Soulcatcher and his Doofy Diddly Band.
That was it. That was exactly what it was. I've actually just liked the stream because there was only 28 likes on it, but we had 269 views. So that was the first time ever you came on. And then you came on again with BFG, didn't you?
Yeah.
So, but that's 3 years ago. It just says 3 years ago.
Yeah, I thought it was, it may have been, hell, I don't know. It's 3 years ago. Shit, I can't remember 3 minutes ago.
Well, that's right, yeah. Yeah, it was fairly
I don't know whether it's because we're getting old or what, but time is just flying.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I mean, last year, where last year went, I do not know.
I know, exactly.
I think time has been reset since COVID.
You can always remember what you had for your Christmas dinner,
I think
can't
it's
you?
going faster.
I'm just going to go down this chat because otherwise we get 70,000 people in and it takes all night to do it. And
you
then
got 34 right now, so...
Oh, well, not too bad then. Most of them are Matt Polly, I think.
Yeah.
Hello, Faxi.
Possibly.
You asked and we did it. How's that? Safe. Andy C, nice to see you. We forgot to tell Faxi we loved him because he's a member. Stuart Valentine, nice to see you. Matt Polly, we love you. Mr. Intense. Matt Polly again. Mr. Intense again. Andy C, good evening. Ian Thomas, good evening to you. Billy Lee Rice, everybody loves Billy Lee Rice, including us because she's a member. Dion78, good evening to you. Craig Campbell, good evening. Vaping Snowman, nice to see you, mate.
Come on.
No, I'm not real happy about the snow part right now.
yeah, you've actually got it, haven't you? So, no golf for you. So look.
You'd be surprised.
Snow golf.
Well, actually, but you can indoor golf now. They've got simulators where you can play courses around the world and just go in and.
John the Vaping Joker, we love you. Really?
Indoors, yeah.
That'd be my sort of thing.
Places, one a few miles over here and one's up in Lexington.
Can you do it sat down?
Well, I guess you could.
There you go. And I'll have a go then.
Wheelchair play.
I'll pop across and have a go.
Cloud Chucker, member for 6 months.
Oh, he's got his free thing. Hang on a minute. I'm just going down.
Bunny, welcome to We Love You. Yeah.
There we are, Mr. Intense, Billy Rice. It's all right. It's all right. Oh, Net Reality. Good evening, sir. The gentleman from Vape Gems. If you use Bill 10, you'll get nothing. Yeah. I was hoping he was going to take advantage of your name here, but he doesn't seem to have done yet. You've got to tout yourself out. Oh, Bunny, welcome to be. It's just about the third time she's been a member. But I think she's actually joined herself this time. She usually wins a free membership every month, but not this month. 3D, good evening. It's all right. I've lost my train of thought. Good evening, 3D. Nice to see you. Good evening, Believe in Yourself. Nice to see you. I actually did watch. I went back and watched that video, or some of it. Now, are you the English gentleman, or are you the gentleman with the moustache?
I'm the gentleman with the mustache.
It is I, Leclerc.
Yes. It's me, Pepe.
Good evening, Jane Dowd. Nice to see you. God, it goes on forever, this. Well, not that I don't want it to go on forever, but, we need other things to do. Good evening, Cloud Chucker. Nice to see you. Do we love him? Yeah, we do. Yeah, we love Cloud Chucker.
Yes, we love him. Yeah.
And we love Jane Dowd as well. Did we already tell her that? And that's it. God, that was a job, wasn't it, really?
Is there someone else up there we could talk to?
Yeah, you're doing that next week. I've decided. You'll probably not be here, will you?
Wow. No, probably will, because I don't think he's supposed to warm up until Tuesday.
What? When's your wedding anniversary?
February.
All right. Because that's our 4-year anniversary.
That's our 4-year anniversary, right? In fact, wedding anniversary was the day of our first show, our live show, I guess.
Yep. Celebrated by going live.
February the 6th is when it is.
All right.
Yeah, that'll be 4 years.
Mine's June the 6th.
Is it? Yeah. Mine's November the 10th. I remember it because it's my birthday.
Well, see, that's it. My wife's birthday is November 4th, so I always know it's a 4 or a 6. I just have to remember one's the 4th, one's the 6th.
They like to do this thing where they don't tell you as well, don't they? I mean, they've got no excuse. I've got no excuse. If I forgot it, we'd be in serious trouble.
Oh, mine tells me. Mine's like, what are we doing? What are we? She starts asking that about 2 weeks ahead of time. What are we doing? And I'm like, I don't know. What do you got planned?
Anyway, quick buffet, and then we can get stuck in. XMB3, the blue one with the arbiter on top, and in that,
Soulohm B3
from one of the top mixing houses in the USA. Some vanilla something. This is a special reserve one. It's been stood about 1.5 years with no nicking because I forgot about it.
One.
Another arbiter on a Gur, and in that, this came out in that Dispergo mystery box. This is absolutely gorgeous. Cloud Island Danish Crunch. Tastes like obviously a Danish sort of cinnamon bun type thing. It's lovely. And that's me. Do you want to do it, Mark, as well? Are you vaping anything? Have you stopped doing that as well?
No, I'm doing a lot more. I haven't done a buffet for a very long time.
Well, we always have a little buffet. It's always the same stuff, really.
Right, what have I got? I've got the Philly Death Wish with the Blaze Duel, the original. In that, I've got Deviant. I've also got my Black Raven with the Legacy 4 Death Wish. In that, I've got Johnny's Juice Strawberry Custard. And last but not least, I've got the Geek Vape Flip. With the Armour, the 21700. And in that, I've got Farmer's Daughter.
Farmer's Daughter? Where's that from?
Johnny's Juice.
I've never looked at Johnny's Juice.
Well, if you go over to my channel, there's some reviews there.
I have seen. I watched the Shy Tots review the other day.
No, it's got Johnny's Juice has been around a long time.
Is that a UK company?
No, it's US.
Right. Yeah.
I was going to say Johnny's Juice has been around for I know.
Was it?
Yeah, I think it was 2004 15, something like that. They started.
Yeah, it's been quite some time. Yeah.
Did he? Is it available in shops over here then?
Yeah, if you go to Project Vapes,
right.
They're the main distributor in the UK.
Yeah.
You need some more juice, Mick.
I really need some more juice in my life.
Yeah.
Well, the handy thing about Johnny's juice, it comes in 500ml as well. Bottles.
Ooh, yeah.
That's dangerous, isn't it? That's dangerous. I'm not sure if I like it.
I suggest you find out if you like it before you buy the 500.
Yeah, I would definitely, yes.
At least do a knuckle test before you buy 500ml.
At least do a knuckle test.
Come on, Bill. Arbiter. On the Guare.
Oh. Deep Vape Legend 2 with the P tank on top.
Yep.
I had to go right before the show, so I filled up the P tank.
Tastes just like pee.
Garbiter. With that's got the salted caramel malt, creamy, whatever crunchy thingy in it, and the Vaporesso, whatever the hell that thing is called again, and that has the beard guy. That is also a delicious cinnamon funnel cake. So it's similar to what you're.
Very similar to what
it's the only thing you can fill this up with. I can't use one of these bottles because that tip right there will not go in that little itty bitty hole in the top of that thing.
No, you need a real small one, don't you?
I'm not used to. Yeah.
With those Vaporesso ones, I always put like 12 milligram in them, to be honest. Because with them being low wattage.
We were talking about it earlier. I'm doing, Graham and I were talking about it earlier. I've been doing like 1 mil nick for so long. And then normally I don't even get to that. I get to about 0.75 and I'm like, oh, that's close enough. And I just stop putting nick in.
Really?
I've been down below 1 now for, probably close to a year.
Just imagine putting 12 in it, then you'd be sick.
Yeah.
A lot of people do, don't they? Somebody putting rude shit in there. Good evening. Good evening, Connor. Good evening, Red. Good evening, Ian. Nice to see you. Anybody else we've missed? My broken limp and crusty dick. Now, that's not a very nice one, is it? That's not a really... I think that might be a troll.
Could be.
We'll give it a little bit longer. How am I finding CC coils? Well, I haven't put them in anywhere yet.
I don't think you quite worded that right after you said we'll give it a little bit longer.
Yeah, give it a little bit longer, see how it shapes up. So, Mr. Soulohm, welcome back after
Thank you.
Quite a long time. It's not quite 3 years. There is definitely another one on there. But obviously now the show's gone. You've stopped the show.
We have.
Did you get fed up of doing it?
Well, 5.5 years. I fancied doing something a bit different. Also, I'm getting into my music a hell of a lot, and I've started back up on doing juice reviews.
All right.
So I wanted to change. Plus, obviously, real life stuff was going off as well. So
sometimes it's a lot to
combine
connect
the two, like strum a little and review as you're singing a review song.
Do you know something that could be the new thing?
Yeah,
I like your idea.
Musical
review. I'm thinking more ukulele, obviously, to keep it in chart.
Right.
I suppose it depends.
And then you just basically make up a little song about each juice you review.
Yeah. I think you've hit the nail on the head there. I like your idea.
Flat Cap managed to do a full song about a chip, didn't he, once? On a Vaporesso.
Flat Cap's done a couple of songs, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's got a chip, it's got a chip, it's got a chip.
Yeah.
A chip it has got. Strangely enough, he didn't review from after that. I think it was Vaporesso. He didn't talk enough about the chip in the review, so they asked him to try a bit harder, so he did. Fair play to him.
He tried a lot harder.
I don't know. Anybody else saying anything?
Do you find that certain flavors make you more creative musically?
Yeah, I suppose that could actually, especially the names.
Yeah,
I mean the Johnny's Juice names. I mean the last one that I reviewed was called The Farmer's Daughter. I mean,
you can get a full one out of that.
Let's see.
It's like the coal miner's daughter, isn't it? But you could just change a few of the, you might end up in court, obviously. But.
It was the rancher's daughter, I guess. Uriah Heep had a song in what was it? They had I've done the rancher's daughter, and I sure did hurt his pride. Ha ha.
Really?
Yeah, that was an old Uriah Heep song.
What about Patsy Cline? Was it Patsy Cline, coal miner's daughter? Was it her?
No, that wasn't. That was Tammy Wynette, maybe.
Maybe.
It was either Tammy Wynette or no, it was Loretta Lynn.
Loretta Lynn, maybe.
Yeah.
Somebody Google it.
They did the movie on it. Did Sally Fields play in the movie?
That was a good film.
I like that, I think.
Yeah, it was a good film. Evans, good evening. Wait, we haven't mentioned fluid yet. You've got to say fluid 5 times. Fluid.
Break out your Zippos. Break out your Zippos. We need some fluid.
We're contractually obligated to say fluid 5 times every 5 minutes. Because you've got to be in. Have you tried the fluid range, Mark? Have you? Is that coming your way?
I have been contacted. Yeah.
Have you selected your what sort of things are you into in that range?
I have selected, but I'll be genuinely honest. I can't remember what I selected.
Did you? I have to keep looking back at the email because it was a while ago. To be fair to the list,
it was a while ago. I think it was at the beginning of December when I got contacted about it. And can you select your 3?
Yeah.
So
I selected 3, but I'll be genuinely honest, I cannot remember which ones I selected.
Well, you're not going to. That was last year.
Yeah, so last year.
I've selected since then.
I went for the Jammer.
A year ago.
I went for the Mama Jammer. I went for the Old Boy and the tea and biscuits.
What, the Yorkshire tea?
The Yorkshire Sipper. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, because we are contractually obligated to actually say the word Yorkshire Sipper twice. Yorkshire Sipper. Yorkshire. No, not really.
Really? You're supposed to. You've not been practicing, have you?
Well, you must have got a different. Well, you've got more subs than us. You must have got a different contract. They've probably let you, do as you like. Like when you first started out like us lads, you have to sort of toe the line a bit more.
Yeah, because they're getting released tomorrow, isn't it?
Today.
Is it today?
Yeah, you should have known that though. Even with as many subscribers as you've got.
See, I'm so out of it these days. You know what I mean?
Bill, sort your camera out, please.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. How's this?
Oh, thank God for that. I thought
I got a cataract. Now he's moved.
There we go.
You can stay at the bottom now for that.
Yeah, all right. How about I just raise my hand?
No.
Vinny!
The late night sarcastic show, never.
No, I don't.
I don't know where you got it.
Sarcasm here.
Yes. Anyway, Nick, I don't know if you've seen the new thing. Well, you didn't see the intro because I don't think you're early enough. We've had to, obviously, times are hard nowadays, and we are looking for people to sort of tout their wares on our show. So we've took the sort of advertisers down, and we've now got a space where it says your name here. So if you want to be there, it's up to you. But, obviously you've got to give something away.
Are you doing like a channel with your music, or are you just doing it?
At the present moment, I'm just recording at the moment. Later on, hopefully, probably July type of time, I'm going to be setting up my own YouTube channel, which will be totally separate. But at the present moment, I'm in the writing and recording stage.
That'd be brilliant, that.
I'm not doing covers. I'm doing all original stuff.
Yeah, you've got to, haven't you? Because then you can...
So I'm not only creating my own music, I'm also learning the software and how things all work as well at the same time. So once I've actually mastered all that lot, then I will start probably do some, live videos and things like that. That is the plan.
That's a good idea.
Well, at the end of the day, I've got completely new software that I've never used before. So I'm learning that at the same time as I'm actually doing stuff. So it's all like, oh, I didn't know I could do this. And, oh, I didn't know I could do that. And it's the mixing thing. Then once I've sort of like started laying down tracks as well, then it's the editing of them tracks, and I'm not just sort of like just me playing on a guitar and that's it. I'm actually building layers like a proper record would be.
That's cool.
Are you gonna keep your voice natural, or are you gonna use all the shit they use now to fart?
I'm very old-fashioned. I don't use auto-tuner. I'm going to sound as rubbish as I always did.
Are you going to turn the auto-tune up full?
Yeah, I was going to say it never made sense because all these people make these songs that they release to the public with the auto-tune, but then if they go to play live, and everybody's like, God, they suck.
Yeah. Then you only get one tour, don't you?
There's too many professionals out there, should we say, that use auto-tune.
Yeah. I mean, Milli Vanilli's got to be saying, damn, we just missed our calling. We'd have been a few years later. We could have had this shit. We could have been somebody.
Yeah, we could have got away with it. Yeah.
Yeah, like half of them on TikTok.
Yeah.
There's one or two good ones on there.
It's going to be all my own stuff. It's my own compositions and that lot. So,
are you going to do
still doing the cigar boxes type?
Yeah, most of them I'll be playing on my cigar boxes. So, I still stick with them. I know how to play them.
You might get a collab with C6 Steve.
Do you get better string for them? Better string now. You don't use that binder's twine and shit off the bales of hay and stuff anymore, do you?
Why not? It's bloody cracking stuff. That you're not going to break a string, are you?
And cheap to replace.
That and at least he's gone to the spoons are at least silver now. They're not that damn old tinny sounding spoons.
If you ever want to, there's the spoon lady from America. Have you ever seen her?
No.
Right. Nick, when you finish doing this show, go and watch The Spoon Lady. And she's called The Spoon Lady. Honestly, she's absolutely amazing.
Did you ever watch, I can't think of the guy's name right now. He does a song called Toast and he plays a toaster. Yeah, he's got a toaster with like a fork and he's banging on the side of the toaster, and he's singing Toast.
I've seen the other toast guy, the Dutch guy, on the play on the Laid Back Vape Show. He's brilliant. He's just like a mad Dutchman. And toast. And it's really funny. If you're having a bad day, it's a good laugh.
I think sometimes people get so strung up about how technical it's supposed to be. If you get it back down to basics, that's what good music is.
Yeah. Yeah, good music is something you could sit there with a whiskey late at night with the lights down a bit and just sit there and enjoy it. You got to be prepared and I mean, like now, most of the things you watch that are in the charts, they're really good-looking young people, and the dancing's got to be perfectly in sync, and they forgot about the real performing of the actual music. People of our era want to listen to the music. They're not bothered if you can dance or not. It doesn't make any difference, does it?
Well, I don't really get where, like now, if you put out a song or an album or whatever else, I don't really know where the hell they put it, where you find it, or, it's like, used to be, you just turn the radio on, they play a song, you're like, hey, well, that sounds good. I need to find out who that is. I need to figure out where this album is, whatever else. And now it's like, there's really, not really a medium for you to really find shit as much.
It's just streamed, isn't it? A lot of them, I've got a music app.
Online.
Yeah, I've got a music app called Deezer.
I think it's a sort of like, how can you put it? It's a good thing in one sense that obviously you can get streamed music.
Yeah.
But there is something, I don't care what anyone says, I don't know if it's the era that I'm from, there is something about a physical medium.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got to have. You have to. I mean, how are you going to sit there and read the damn album cover while you're listening to the music? If that was half the fun. I mean, was busting open and and maybe even getting a poster inside it or something along those lines or whatever.
But the thing is,
even when CDs come out, they were they were getting too small. You wanted.
The thing is, though, also on whatever record you'd bought, you knew who the producer was. You knew who the engineers were. And it was so like it was a whole package. Whereas now, I think because it's just a straightforward download, I think it loses its value slightly.
Soul's gone out,
it does. Yeah.
The soul's gone out of it. It's the product's still there, but the soul's gone from it, really.
Mm.
You know, the interaction with human beings has disappeared, and that's where a lot of businesses grow.
The adventure of going to a record shop and finding a record.
Yeah.
That is something very, very special, and something
or just driving down the road and all of a sudden something comes on your car radio that you've never heard before that you're like, oh, wow, man, that sounded good. I get home, I got to check this out, or I got to find out who, or what. It's like, it's music is better, I think, when you don't search for it, when it finds you. When music finds you, it's better than it is when you find music.
Definitely.
Because and also, when you've got a friend
that
shows you a new song or a new band that you've never heard of before, and their enthusiasm, and you gain their enthusiasm as well. That's ace.
Right. When the music finds you, it's like but when you're out looking for, it's like, oh, okay, well, this is, and this is a little better than that, but if it's something that really just catches your ear and bangs you, then that's music. That you found something good.
I can't really see. I need to get some new glasses, really. It's too far away or not near enough. I'm not sure what's going on. I keep constantly adjusting my glasses. I can't see you, but then when I do that, I can't see the writing. It's ridiculous.
Well, if I was you, I would go without seeing us. That's probably the best thing.
Right, try that then.
Yeah. Just reading the writing's fine, but you don't really want to look at us anyhow.
Lynn, The Who is very, very good. Love that.
I like the Who. I like that. I mean, it was not really that trendy to like them, but Greta Van Fleet, I thought they were brilliant. I thought they're absolutely brilliant. I got
Greta
amazing.
Van Fleet, yeah, they're really good.
But as soon as you mentioned that you liked them, you used to get a load of fans, and they all go, they're only copying off them. Well, you can't help how your voice sounds.
They're copying Led Zeppelin, don't they? But they're not.
Nowhere near.
The Who is good. I like Tommy. I like Quadrophenia.
Yeah, I like Tommy.
I don't think it's the same Who, though. They spelled it H-U.
H-U, yeah, they're, I'm trying to think where they're from.
Hungary?
No.
That's not what the H-U is.
No, they're from...
Houston?
Houston, yeah. We have a problem. Oh, where they from now? Genghis Khan area.
What? Really?
Far East? Yeah. The Far East?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Genghis Khan was from Scunthorpe.
Was he?
No.
I think
I don't know.
That's it. Thank you, Lynn. It's Mongolia.
Mongolia. That's what.
And they use traditional Mongolian instruments.
Oh, wow.
But they've got like a slight twist to it. It's almost like Rocky. They're really, really good.
Like Rocky?
Yeah.
Balboa? The fighter?
No, as in music, rock music.
Right.
Rock. Okay, yeah.
It's traditional
traditional
music
rock
as well,
music.
but they've put a bit of a slant to it of making
so
it
more like back when it was progressive rock and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we asked you this before. What about Pink Floyd? Are you a Pink Floyd fan?
Just a little.
I think what we actually said was, what was the question we asked everybody, Bill?
The question always was, do you think that Dark Side of the Moon is the best album ever made, or do you have no taste in music? I believe that's the way
I think that was it, yeah.
I'd like to argue on that one.
I actually would on that one, too. I think Wish You Were Here is better than Dark Side of the Moon, personally.
I think Medal's better than Dark Side of the Moon.
It's a bit deep for me.
I would go Wish You Were Here.
Bugs. CC Coils.
Then Dark Side of the Moon, and then I don't know whether or not I would Animals, Metal. They're all good, so it's hard.
Also, I mean, everyone forgets about Atom Heart Mother.
Yeah,
no.
Everybody just jumps into The Wall, and it's like, no, that's probably one of the worst as far as
no, I disagree. I
like it.
I like it. I'm just saying when you're like at this level already, then I'd say it's still up here, but it's still I don't think it's as good as Wish You Were Here. I don't think it's as good as Dark Side of the Moon. I don't think it's as good as Metal. I wouldn't put it, I would say maybe fifth in the albums that they did.
I think if you're going to talk about Pink Floyd, I think you need to have the best of in era.
Yeah.
So you've got the 60s, you've got the 70s, and you've got the 80s.
You've got the 80s. Yeah.
So the best album in the 80s, all right, 79 was The Wall, but we'll call it the 80s.
Right.
Was The Wall.
Right.
If you're going to 70s, you've got, me personally, it's Wish You Were Here.
Yeah, it's Wish You Were Here for me on that too. I mean, the thing about it is then when you get to the 60s, it's actually Syd Barrett more than, so it's like it's actually like a different band, to be honest.
Well, yeah, I mean, let's face it. I mean, you've got More as well. That were a cracking album, that was.
Yeah.
But then you've got Ummagumma. Ummagumma's a bit of a weird one. It was sort of like they just didn't know what direction that they were going in, and you could tell by that album because it's sort of like they were so split. I mean, they had basically a side themselves, didn't they? And it was sort of like very muddled up. But I think when Pink Floyd really got together was just after Atom Heart Mother, when they started doing Metal, because Metal is basically the precursor to Dark Side.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, I'm a bit of a fake Pink
Echoes
Floyd fan.
is an absolute fantastic track.
Because I never really started watching them until basically The Wall. You know what I mean? And then I watched the film The Wall. I actually went to watch it at the pictures, didn't understand it because I was too young. And I love that film now, apart from the rat bit, because I've got a...
Do you know how I got into Pink Floyd?
Yeah.
Take Heart.
What? Tony Hart?
Mm-hmm.
How did that work out? Was he playing
I
it?
must have been probably about 6 or 7, somewhere around there. And you know how he used to do the massive big paintings?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he'd done this massive big painting, and I can remember it so distinctly. He did 2 hang gliders.
Right.
And as he was doing it, they were playing Wish You Were Here.
Oh, wow.
In the background.
That's amazing.
And for yonks, honestly, I just was transfixed by the music. Anyway, a few years later, I started going out with a girl. I was probably about 10 at the time.
Yeah.
I was going out with a girl, and I went round to call for her and that lot. And her dad was into Pink Floyd. And he had it on, and it was so like I bypassed the girl and went straight to the father and said, "Who's this?" And you've got to tell me, and that's how I got into Pink Floyd.
So I got into Pink Floyd by being alive. Because it
does help that.
Technically, what happens is you got to realize that in the early 70s, because I graduated high school like 73. So this was my time. So like when Dark Side of the Moon's coming out, when that's 50 years ago, that's when I graduated high school. So that basically came out when I was graduating high school. So all this shit was like right in that prime time when your ears were just tuned to music.
Yeah, I was that Peter Gabriel. I never heard him when he was in
Genesis.
Genesis, yeah. It was Salisbury, I think, the first thing I ever heard of him, and he's got the most amazing voice, Peter Gabriel. And I could listen to all his solo stuff, and then something came up on YouTube, and it was when he was with Genesis, and I didn't like it at all.
Yeah, Genesis were a weird band.
They were like flower music, wasn't it? It seemed like flower music, but they said the reason they split up is because he actually became the Peter Gabriel band, and they got sick of him and out of him.
He didn't. I mean, the thing about what happened with Genesis is once Phil Collins got there, they just became so much more commercial.
Yeah,
and so it changed them in that aspect. But it's 2 different eras there as well. I mean, there's a lot of cases where bands had one lead singer or one major player that left and then became something entirely different. I mean, if you could look at Terry Kath, once he passed, Chicago changed 180.
I don't know about them. We only got like a few. That's not really my era. So you only got
the 80s, the early 80s. They just became love songs and shit. With Terry Kath, they were like they were a hard good rocking band.
Really?
You know, yeah.
Mm.
Oh yeah. If you go watch Tanglewood concert in like 1971, I mean, yeah, it'll blow your socks off. You know.
One of the best things, if you coming back to Pink Floyd, if you go and watch the Australian Pink Floyd, basically they've got nearly every album. They have a section where they sing Syd Barrett. They've actually been touring now for 34 years.
I think they're coming to the UK this year.
This year. They usually do it every 2 years.
Yeah.
I watched them at Birmingham.
Really tempted because once the Australian Pink Floyd that actually performed at David Gilmour's wedding.
Did they really? Yeah. I know he endorses them because somebody said, when you're getting back together, David, he says, go and watch them. He said, they're as good as what we ever were. And they're still here. They've been touring all these years. And he always endorsed them. They are absolutely brilliant. I watched them at Birmingham Barclaycard Arena in 2016. And it was amazing. Absolutely. They let you vape in there as well, which is even more amazing because I went to the vape show on the way back. It's the first time I ever went. That was the reason I went to the vape show the first time, because I just started vaping that year. I said, I might as well pop in there on the way back. And they were absolutely fabulous. They really were. They play at Grimsby, don't they, as well? And Scunthorpe Bathall, they played there for their 30th thing.
Really?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, you haven't got to go far to see them. But they sell out. They're brilliant. They're not cheap either. You're paying the same price as what you will for a top band.
Ain't nothing cheap now. Ian Thomas says he thinks Gabriel left Genesis because he wanted to stay with his wife who was ill.
Oh, did he?
In a lot of cases, we were just talking about this before we came on, is that you can go and watch interviews with a lot of these guys now that are older, and they'll sit down and talk with people on YouTube and shit, and you can find out shit about stuff that happened that you really thought one thing and find out it's entirely different thing.
Well, it was,
then the rumor mill. Yeah, you didn't have.
It was.
The media wasn't there. The medium wasn't there for you to find all this shit out. You just had.
They could put out the one.
Word of mouth.
Yeah.
And we all know how that works.
Yeah, but that was.
Person says it. Next person changes a couple of words. Next person changes 2 or 3 sentences.
It was an interview with. It was an interview with Genesis, and they were saying that he kept changing the costumes, and the costumes got more extravagant and more extravagant and more extravagant because basically he wanted to turn it into the Peter Gabriel show. That's exactly what they said. Now, whether that was true, that's their opinion. Now, whether the true opinion is that, I don't know. There's a good...
Irrespective, Peter Gabriel is one very, very creative bloke.
Yes, he is.
Really is.
Yeah. I mean, that's the other thing that's kind of lost.
All right, it's probably his most commercial album, but I still play it to this day. So, I love that album. And I love that one that he did with Kate Bush as well.
Yeah. What was the one with the Barry Williams show in it? Was that so? It wasn't that one, was it? It was the one after, I think. The one where he does the Barry Williams show. If you look through YouTube, there's a 2004 concert, and I think it was in Spain, and somebody's remastered it into 4K. It is fabulous. I'll send you the link later. I watched it loads of times. Sit here when I've had a few beers and just watch it. It's brilliant. It's a good 2 hours, that. But they've got it spot on, and he's doing the riding around the stage on the bike, and I mean, they do it different now, but he's got a coat of bulbs, the bulbs on the coat. And there's a guy following him around with the wires and all that. I mean, now they just put a battery pack on some LEDs, won't they? But say it's been digitally remastered into 4K, and it's a absolutely cracking concert.
See, another thing with Peter Gabriel, especially when you're talking about the So era, isn't that like? He was one of the first people, Kate Bush as well, to use the Fairlight computer.
Really?
Yeah. And So is so based on the Fairlight computer because he was able to sort of like produce his own album on his own by sampling and that. I mean, you've heard of people like the Art of Noise and things like that.
I like them.
They used the Fairlight computer. I mean, you've got to remember at that time of the early 80s, sampling was at its absolute infancy.
Yeah,
especially digital sampling as well. So it was so like that's how creative he was.
It's amazing because you just take for granted that a lot of the things that you don't realize that some of these people, like I saw something not long ago where they were talking about Kansas and Walsh singing. And I didn't realize it, but Walsh was one of the first people, if not the first person, to actually use a wireless mic when he sang.
Wow.
Yeah. And you just don't really think of that because you're so used to wireless mics and all this shit being around and everything.
Well,
and you don't think that
if I remember
somebody had to
rightly,
say,
when Kate Bush did her first only concert, she was the first woman to, have the mic that comes around to your mouth. And made that for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you just take it for granted.
Well, they can do it, can't they? They can run up the stage a mile away and it still works just the same, doesn't it? It's amazing.
Yeah.
I was actually watching.
At that time, it was a risk. You get up on stage with a wireless mic and you're doing a live concert.
You pick up local radio station or
somebody on a CB.
Guard.
CB.
Either that or the police scanner comes over with something. Yeah.
I mean, back in the day when we were gigging, I used a wireless mic, and we did get the local security guards. We were doing a pub called the Leopard, which is in town, in the centre of Doncaster.
Yeah.
And we was picking up security guards.
Nice.
Just what you need, isn't it? Or illegal CBs or them illegal white phones that we all used to use in cabs.
We lived over on the other side of town years ago, and we had this Santa Claus that would play. It had like a microphone and all this shit. It was about a 5-foot Santa Claus, and it would play music. If you push this button, it would sing, and you could have this microphone and all this other shit. And I'm sitting there in the house one day by myself. Santa's over there not turned on, and all of a sudden, sound starts coming out of him. It was a cop going by my house in his cop car, and he's on the deal, and I'm getting this shit in my living room out of Santa Claus. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Santa Claus started running around the house thinking somebody's broke in.
I'm like, oh shit, man, Santa's a narc,
God, that was brilliant. Was it you, Bill, that was telling me the story about when they did Big Boys Don't Cry? You know that?
On the 10cc thing.
10cc,
she just happened to stick her head in the and she stuck her head in and said, "Hey,
or something like that, wasn't you?"
Yeah, she was the secretary. She stuck her head in and said, "Hey, it's time to eat," or something like that. And they're like, "Oh wow, come in here. We want sing this." And she's like, "No." And they're like, "Yeah, that's."
And they didn't have to do it something ridiculous like 27 times. They had to put that down again.
They did. No, they did the loop. The guy was. We were talking about this beforehand too. It was like 700 and some times his voice was redubbed all of those times. It sounded like a big choir or something. But everybody now, when they listen to that song that don't know it, they think it's some kind of synthesizer or something. It's the guy's voice.
Yeah. It's that is the best time into you sort of now. It's a bit like making a video for YouTube. You've got some editing software. You talk down a microphone. It all matches up. You can use AI if you want to. I ain't upgraded down to that because I don't know how it works, but it nearly does it for you, doesn't it?
The creativity.
Yeah.
The creativity is kind of gone. I mean, to a certain degree. I mean, obviously, you still have to be creative in order to do the things anyhow. But there's, I think that it's, I don't know. It's not the same as far as having that human touch.
I mean, when I first started reviewing, which is coming up to 9 years, things have come out in leaps and bounds in 9 years.
Yeah.
Doing what we're doing now, you would struggle to do that 9 years ago.
Yeah.
The video chats and doing actually a live stream.
Yeah.
Because I used to watch Vape Trails TV back in the day. That was one of the first ever continuous all week live stream, and they did it basically like programs. Dave Dawn was one of the head guys there.
I don't know.
If you know who Dave Dawn is.
No.
I'm going back in the day. Dave Dawn was probably one of the biggest advocates for vaping that you'll ever meet.
Really?
He helped to form the NNA and all that. So. And to actually watch that just on the television was a struggle back in 9 years, well, more than 9 years, that were about 10, 11 years ago. To watch it on the big screen on your telly was a struggle.
Were they doing that in a TV studio then, or how were they?
No, they weren't. They were doing it virtually like how we're doing it.
Yeah.
But it was a totally different software. It wasn't anybody could use software.
Right. Yeah.
It was a specialized software. So yeah, I mean, things have changed, especially in the last 10 years.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
but
Zoom's made it a lot easier.
The whole medium has changed.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, I'll put it. Yeah, I would say we were talking about earlier you said since COVID you think time has changed, but basically since then also a lot of stuff changed because at that time everybody jumped into Zoom rooms and everybody jumped into shit and all of the technology and everything seemed to start popping up a whole lot better around that time because it was like, oh, this stuff's getting utilized. We got more money in it now. We can pump more. We got to come up with more ideas. We got to come up with more things and.
Before then, I think that was the struggle, that people didn't know about it and they weren't really using it. There's never any reason. There's like apps like Blab and Meerkat and Periscope and stuff like that. They sort of sprung up out of nowhere. They've all more or less gone now. But Blab went. I think it was the old Bebo servers, but they decided they were going to make 4 people in a room and then a load of people could watch and comment in the chat. So very similar to what we're doing now, but only on one thing. But it meant if you got 4 people chatting for 6 hours, you've either got to sit there and wait your turn for 6 hours, or not bother at all. But that fell by the wayside because there's no way to monetize it. And Meerkat was another one where you could just stream a bit like YouTube, but they never actually managed to make any money out of it. And Periscope was bought by Facebook for an awful lot of money, and then they just folded
Mr.
it.
Tent said Dave's garage was the studio.
Yeah.
Was it really?
Mm.
I think Mr. Intent is a really old man, so he knows most things.
Hey, just because you're old don't mean you know shit. I'm old and I don't know crap.
Oh, you forgot it though. He's not quite that old.
What do you guys think to all this AI then? Because it seems to be everywhere at the present moment. Yeah, AI for this and AI for that.
Yeah, it's a worry that in the end, if you're only going to have to press a button to do everything, then all the people that used to do that for a living can't do it anymore. So it's all right saying, oh, it's a lot easier to do it, but when there's nobody earning any money doing anything to be able to spend money on what you've done, there's just no point in doing it, really, is it?
You see, the reason why I asked is because nowadays you've got AI bands that's making AI music and everything.
Right, yeah. But they can AI a voice from. Yeah. That's what they were talking about. Is you can take an actor from 1940s and AI the voice and put them in a. And that's just like I said, that you once again what you've done is that you've lost the creativity. There is no creativity. No. It's like the thing that it's coming down to is they're talking about people not getting the exercise and whatever else as far as because they're playing video games at home as kids or they're doing this, that, or the other. Well, now that's streaming over into the adult world where that people don't even have to go do anything there. They can just have AI manufacture it and make it for them. And they don't, you don't need to move it up. So you just become, a vegetable.
But man, how are you going to monetize it in the end though? Because nobody's going to earn any money to spend on it.
Well, the only thing that happens is if it gets entirely to that point, then you just find another way of, you go back to the barter system or something. But you're going to have you have to find a way for people to be able to, you may end up changing the entire monetary system because of the fact that now, like you said, you don't have people working. You have to get value out of something else. Yeah.
Again, the new creatives are your coders, and that's where the money is. There you go. Officially from Martin Saunders.
The sporting industry, I guess, it's kind of hard to
AI a football game.
Yeah, you can't really, get them to kick a goal or anything. I don't really think they.
Give it 5 years. If they can get a car to drive itself.
Yeah, you just have a robot out there running around kicking.
Well, let's face it, if they can do it AI, regenerating old actors, I'm sure they can regenerate a football match.
Yeah, but the thing about it is that you can't go watch that live.
No, you couldn't watch it live.
Right. So that's the thing is that, you're filling stadiums, you're doing something. There's certain things that you're not going to be able to,
I think this one that kind of I wouldn't scares me or all that, but it does tingle at the back of my head. Is when you've got people like prime ministers and presidents, and you can deep fake the face, you can change the AI to the voice, and
you can spread the misinformation. They did it with Sadiq Khan, didn't they? They made him make a massive racist rant, didn't they? And then they played it on all the social medias, and the next and like people were forwarding it to me. So, what do you reckon to this bloke? Like, well, I don't think it's true. I think it's AI. No, it's not. It's always been like that. Anyway, sure enough, the next day the police had investigated and found they'd got nothing to act on because it was absolutely AI. And that was enough to finish him. Absolutely enough to finish him. If that had been true, it would have been finished.
I was watching someone talking about, they were like, basically as far as like in the medical field, it could be a hell of a breakthrough. But,
sorry, I'm not laughing at you.
You can get, doctors can get results in like seconds that they would have to wait
just recently regarding breast cancer? There was trying to find a treatment for breast cancer, and they used AI to work out these permutations of different chemicals to make the drug. Which would have took a professor to scientists years and years and years. Whereas it took this AI a couple of months.
30 seconds. Yeah. It's like I said, I think in the medical field, it can be, a godsend to a certain degree, but I think in a lot of cases, it's more harm than good, possibly. Yeah.
Is it because we're a generation of the Terminator?
No, not me. Yeah.
I've got his sunglasses. Can you imagine, though? Obviously, you know what we're going through with breast cancer, and can you imagine that if they actually did find that cure, it's just, I mean, it's too late for us, but it would be absolutely unbelievable for the rest of the civilization. I know now, obviously, my daughter, she's stage 4. My accountant is stage 4. And one of my friends has just had her eye out through cancer, and she's going to have to go through a series of operations because it's risk of going into her brain. She's like got a 1 chance of getting through it. And my daughter's 40, my accountant's probably early 50s, and the other friend of mine is less than 55. You know what I mean? And that's 3 people in my close proximity who I know who's got it. Whether it's because my daughter got it is the reason I'm more susceptible to finding out people have got it, or it just seems to me that everybody's got it now, if you know what I mean. I mean, it may just be that, but
I think in some cases you just are more aware. I think you might, otherwise it would have been those type things would have happened, and when you heard that particular news, it would have been but I don't think it would have stuck with you as much.
No, you just think, oh, that's sad, don't you?
I think it would be, that's sad.
Yeah, probably what it was.
Moved on, but now it sticks with you more.
Yeah, it sticks with you more.
Relate.
Because you know what the misery the families are going through. That's why.
Yeah.
Also, you talk about it more and then you realise
how
about
many
people it actually is affected.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you think about it all day, every day. You can't stop it.
See, the Terminator, I was never a Schwarzenegger fan. I'm sorry, but
look, the first Terminator was a brilliant film.
Oh, the first and second, brilliant. Rest of the movie.
Yeah, it did start to get. We watched the last one because that Linda Carter was back in it, wasn't she? We watched the last one, Mablethorpe Picture House, on my birthday about 3 or 4 years ago. And when it had finished, we thought, that's ended. I've never got the urge to watch it again.
It's the one.
Ian's been on the stout again.
Total Recall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, 3 boobs. Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, see, that's the one thing everyone remembers is the 3 boobs.
I don't remember that one, to be honest.
If you ever watched that show, the only part you would remember would be the 3 boobs.
Even in the, do you know something? Even in the remake that they did of Running Man, Total Recall. They had the woman with 3 boobs in it.
Well, you had to have, That
why would you not?
Highlight of the,
Why would you not? If there's 3 boobs available, why would you not?
Exactly.
Good evening, Mowgli. And we haven't mentioned Fluid. Fluid, fluid.
Zippo.
Vape Gems. Fluid is available at Vape Gems. Get yourself over there and buy some. Treat yourselves. Get yourself over. Or you can buy it off Bunny Shop like I did.
What's to remake the boobs
Vape
look
and
better? Yeah, they're probably AI though. They weren't real.
It's probably because
They weren't real.
It's probably because you got older, Matt, and you didn't see that many of them.
The first one
now.
they were real. The second one they weren't real.
Yeah. Not sure about that third one. But when you get older, you're just more grateful. That's what it is, Matt. Prostate cancer is now very deadly for men, and it's in the news a lot. They used to say, a friend of mine got that, and he said, "Don't worry, your fags will kill you before that does," and he's still alive. So, anyway, let's not bring it down to that.
Cool.
Anyway, apparently, Joe Biden is AI. Can you believe it?
No.
Birdman said. Anyway, anybody else said anything? Terminator's not a movie, it's a prophecy. I've got a pair of sunglasses, and they're called Ray-Ban. Anyway, it was the one that Schwarzenegger's character wore in the second one. And I bought my first pair of them in 2006 in Clearwater in Florida. And they only broke last year. And I got another pair before they actually broke. So I had one wanted to go on holiday with one in my car. So you always got some sunglasses somewhere. What do they call it, Ray-Ban? It's called something too, but it's not Terminator 2. And I've just ordered some more lenses for them from a company in Florida called Fuse Lenses. So if you've actually got any retro sunglasses that you really like, but all the lenses are scratched and you can't get any new ones from the company, if you go into Fuse Lenses, chances are they'll have a pair of them for you. 2 sets of lenses have worked out at 70 quid, but if you buy them off Ray-Ban, they were 50 quid 5 years ago, and they only had these mucky grey ones left. They were bloody awful. So if you've got your favourite pair of retro sunglasses, I think they do prescription as well, but last time we went over there, I actually went and got some lenses made. I went to their shop in just outside Clearwater and had some made.
Yeah, in fact, they were basically, though, you got to figure they've been doing drones for a long time to try to avoid that as is. So it's just another step in that direction, pretty much what that,
What they ought to do is the people that are in power and arguing and saying it's time we went to war, they ought to go do the fighting and we all stay here.
Yeah, I think
so. Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Do you think that would avoid a lot of wars if they actually found out it was them that was going to get killed instead of somebody else's son or daughter?
Well, if you put the 2 leaders in a boxing ring and fight
2
it
tribes.
that way.
Frankie Goes to Hollywood was right. They were just misunderstood.
Yeah. I think Red's got it. Red says apparently let one go a day and prevent prostate cancer, a doctor told him.
That's his excuse, and he's sticking to it.
Yeah, hey, Doc said.
Doc said.
He just keeps looking at that picture of 3 boobs.
And when you get too old to where you can't do it yourself, get somebody to help you with it.
Yeah, but make sure that they're over the age of. Anyway, let's not talk about that anymore.
Martin Sanders says Mick Ray-Ban Predator 2.
Thank you very much, sir. Have you got a pair as well? Because if you want some lenses, get onto Fuse Lenses.
Says.
That's exactly what they are, Predator 2. Yeah, I've got 2 pairs of them. And I've got 2. Well, I've still got 2 pairs of them, actually. I think one was fake. I bought it off eBay and they were fake, but the other ones were genuine ones. And soon after I got them, I scratched one of the lenses. And it's so annoying, isn't it, with a scratch on the lens, you're like this. And I looked at buying some lenses and I said they were £49 a pair on Ray-Ban and they only had the really old-fashioned, horrible ones left. And then it's on this company in Florida. And then I got some made for him. Really, really, really good quality. And I've had them lenses in about 5 years and they're not scratched at all. And you can have them mirrored.
So what are they? Are they like Top Gun Ray-Bans?
No, they're not like Wayfarers. No, these are... but I've got, obviously I'm a big bloke, got a big head. And that distance there, from there to there, is quite big. And these are actually made for people with a bigger head. Standard pair of sunglasses, if I put them on.
So like Deirdre Barlow sunglasses then?
No.
They're that big?
I look really cool in them. I can't share the screen on here, but I'd share a picture of them. I look amazing.
Yeah.
They make me look...
We've got to agree.
Well, We would figure you look cool in it.
Yeah.
Get a leather jacket on.
Yeah.
Bit of a dodgy eye. Think you're the Terminator, son.
Dodgy eye.
So
I want your clothes, your motorcycle.
that's that first one. It was just amazing. We actually went to Florida. Well, we've been 4 times, but the first time we went to the Terminator Experience, and it was when it was 2004. So it was when it was still current. It was still a thing, still cool. And you went in, and it was a 3D stage, and you just put a pair of 3D sunglasses on, and the Mercury Man walked on the stage, and he's looking around like that, and all of a sudden his finger come out like that, and this spike got to there, and I was stood at the back, and every person in the whole auditorium went like that at the same time. So whether you were at the front or the back, you actually thought it was going to stick it in your eye. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And Arnold Schwarzenegger's riding around on the stage on a motorbike, a big Harley, giving it rock all. And then we went back in 2018, and it was still, the Terminator Experience was still there. So we thought, we're going, it must be updated, it'd be brilliant. It was still the same one. And it was a bit wish, to be honest. Arnold Schwarzenegger was really fat. Well, Arnold Schwarzenegger's character.
He's been eating a lot.
Well, yeah. Well, it's, he obviously is still the same actor as what did it in 2004, but he stopped working out about 2010 probably. So, and it just looked really dated and a waste of time. But you can that metal model of the Terminators in there when you go in it. God, that is eerie when you see it. When it burns his skeleton, his skin off down to the skeleton, and it's why I tell you what, it's brilliant. It was a good experience, but it's got a bit old, isn't it? Really, bacon. Anyway, Mark, we've been here now. We better not keep you up all night because I'm sure you've got work tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm up at 5 in the morning.
You're going to have to come back and tell us all the other things we were going to ask you that we ain't got on with because we've just really enjoyed chatting to you.
Yeah. It's actually, the hour flew by.
It does, yeah.
One of the quickest shows we've done.
Yeah, it does. I think that's one thing. When we first started going, obviously, we used to like our guests to share us out because we were looking for subscribers and, because that magic 1K is a thing for a YouTube channel. You're desperate to get there and it took ages and ages and ages. And now we've got there, we don't really care, to be honest. It's like, we do gain some subscribers, and we really care about the ones that we've got, but it's not the aim anymore. So you can actually enjoy what you're doing. Well, it was for me, to be honest. I was obsessed by it. It's like I wanted loads of views and loads of subscribers, and I don't know what I wanted them for, but I think the magic 1,000 was obviously that you could go live on your phone and get monetized a bit in that. But 99% of the videos you put up, you don't get paid for anyway, do you? Because they're vape related. No. 7,500 views.
Face it, YouTube does not like vaping.
No, not really.
But YouTube doesn't like a lot of shit, though. To be honest with you, I hear other channels bitching that have nothing to do with vape. I mean, everybody complains about YouTube on YouTube. That's the good part.
I think it's just probably one of them things like we've got to do as we're told to. We have to moan about it, but. When you put a short, I got 7,500 views on a short, 91 pence. No, 17,500 views on shorts, 91 pence. That's what it brings in. But what it also brings in is about 25 subscribers, which is not a bad thing. Like when we had 200 subscribers, we used to get one a week, and then every third week one used to go. You're like, now we've got that to do again. You know what I mean? But I say now it really doesn't matter. We're just pleased for everybody there.
Yeah, you get to the stage where you just stop. I mean, when I first started, it was so like I used to have Social Blade and everything, and you was continuously checking up how many people have watched your video and how many subscribers. Now I just don't even look.
Yeah, no, it's just there,
I could not tell you how many subscribers I've got anymore.
No. Well,
I'm not worried about that side of it.
When you go into studio, it's there in front of you. But I think we're still 1,230. I think now, just over.
What it says on the thing there right now.
It doesn't tell you that when you're underneath, it tells you everyone that you get when you're underneath 1,000. But when you get over 1,000, it only adds them up in tens, doesn't it? Or it only shows them in tens on your actual thing.
Mr. Intense.
Mr. Intense, yeah. Do you know Mr. Intense isn't that intense? Did you know that?
Yeah.
The vapes for 14 watts.
Of course not. Yeah.
You're expecting to be a rat mecca, don't you?
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks ever so much for coming on, Mark. It's been an absolute pleasure. I've really enjoyed it.
Pleasure, thank you.
It was definitely. I think when you're not really talking about vape all the time, I think it's a lot better show, isn't it? Really, that's my honest opinion. We ought to call it. Well, I did change it to the late night show at one bit, but anyway, whatever. That's another day. I'm just waffling.
Yeah, we'll be here another hour.
Fluid. Good night, everybody.
Zippo. Bacon.